Hello, Dolphin families. Welcome to another edition of Bedtime Stories with Mrs. Moodry. This week, we have a story that relates to our character traits of the month, which are honesty and integrity. And as dolphins, we've been talking about how integrity means doing the right thing, even when it's the hard thing to do. And this is a funny story about honesty and taking a look at what happens when people blame others instead of telling the truth. And our story this week is a silly one called A Scapegoat. Let's dive in and take a look. A Scapegoat, written by Ann Patchett. And looking at this picture here, I'm wondering if this goat likes to escape or get out of his pen. And here we have a picture, a very detailed picture of their farm. I see lots of animals. I see many flowers and vegetables growing in a garden. I see a hen house with chickens. I see some kids out there. I think these are all going to be clues that help us understand the story. Once there was a goat who lived in a pen on a farm. He played hide and seek with the chickens on the other side of the fence. He ran in circles until he got dizzy and watched the clouds spin overhead. He slept in a soft bed of hay, which made a great snack if he got hungry late at night. Good morning, goat. It was a perfectly nice life, but he was curious about the greater world, and so he decided to escape. The goat went to see the horses and cows. He ate a cabbage from the garden, and he scratched an itch on a pig's back because the pig couldn't reach it himself. Mrs. Farmer was looking at the trampled petunias in her flower bed when she noticed the goat was missing. "The goat's escaped," she called. Mr. Farmer, Uncle Nathan, and the three little farmer children came running. I wonder if she thinks the goat trampled on the petunias. Mr. Farmer found the goat, led him back to the pen with a carrot, and shut the gate. Mrs. Farmer said the goat had ruined her petunias. She doesn't look too happy in this picture. In fact, Andrew and Archer Farmer had been playing catch right over the flower bed. The boys let the goat take the blame. In this first picture here, we see the goat chewing on some hay there, and the boys are over at the mom's petunias, and they've got their scooter and a ball. The mom thought that the goat messed up the petunias, but who is it who really messed up the petunias? Yeah, it was the boys. But they let the goat take the blame and said, "Oh yeah, the goat did it." The next day, the goat went swimming with some ducks in the pond, napped in the sun, and ate 4 potatoes before Uncle Nathan realized he was gone. "Goat's escaped," Uncle Nathan called. When they found him, Andrew said the goat had eaten his homework. Do you think he really ate his homework? Even though he'd been looking for frogs all afternoon and hadn't done it. There we go, right? Andrew, the little boy, said, "Oh my gosh, the goat ate my homework." But he didn't do his homework. He was busy looking for frogs. Mr. Farmer raised the fence, but not high enough. Every day the goat escaped, and every day Mr. Farmer brought him back. The goat didn't mind going back to his pen, and Mr. Farmer didn't mind making the fence higher. What Mr. Farmer did mind was all the mischief the goat caused when he was on the loose. The goat kicked over a bucket of paint that Mrs. Farmer was using to paint the barn. The goat ate all the cupcakes that had been made especially for Archer's birthday party. And the goat stuck a wad of chewing gum to Mr. Farmer's chair. "Wait just a minute," Mr. Farmer said. "Goats don't chew gum." "A scapegoat does," Andrew said. "Excuse me," Nicolette called, but no one stopped to listen to her. Well, it looks in the picture here like they're trying to build this fence higher and higher, and a scapegoat keeps getting out. When finally the fence was too high to jump over, the goat lay down in the dirt, out of breath. That was when he realized it would be easy to scoot under the fence. From there he rolled down the grassy hill and into the meadow. Then he ran back to the top and rolled down again and again. It was an incredible day. Back at home, Uncle Nathan was making a pie and forgot to set the timer on the oven. He burned the pie, and it was so awful that he had to feed it to the pigs. Uncle Nathan felt bad that there wasn't any pie for supper, so he said the scapegoat had eaten it. Mr. Farmer shook his head. Well, he said, we're just going to have to keep that goat tied up all day. He can't keep running around and making a mess out of everything. Mr. Farmer loved the goat, but he also loved pie and peace and quiet. "Excuse me," shouted Nicolette. "You're punishing the goat for things he didn't do," she said. "But he stole the pie," said Uncle Nathan. "And spilled the paint," said Mrs. Farmer. "And put gum on the chair," said Andrew. "And ate the cupcakes," said Archer. Mr. Farmer patted his daughter on the head. It was nice that she was sticking up for the goat, but the facts were the facts. That was when Archer and Andrew started to wrestle over a ball, and Andrew accidentally stepped on Archer's toe. Archer screamed. "The goat stepped on Archer's foot," Andrew said. "Wait a second. The goat's not even here in the house. How could that be possible?" "See," said Nicolette. "The goat didn't do anything." The goat was outside with a mouthful of alfalfa. "I burned the pie," admitted Uncle Nathan. "I left my gum on the chair," confessed Andrew. "I spilled the paint," said Miss Farmer. "I ate all the cupcakes," said Archer. "They were really good." Everyone could agree that those things weren't the goat's fault. That night, when Mr. Farmer tucked the goat into his bed of hay, he didn't shut the gate behind him, because, in the end, the goat always came home. And that, Dolphin families, is a scapegoat. And some things that I love about a scapegoat is it reminds us that it's important that we own our actions. In this story, the characters try to blame the goats, but that's not really fair. Being honest means being responsible and taking responsibility when things go wrong. It also helps us learn to do the right thing, right? And that's where integrity comes in. And the characters, in the end, chose fairness rather than just blaming the goat, showing true integrity. I hope that you enjoyed this story, and I look forward to seeing you next week for a new bedtime story.